Okay, and we are on. I want to invite each and every one of you, the doctors and staff from across the country, to this very, very important training, turning your phone calls into profits. As most of you know, my name is Dr. Mike Renzulli. I'm a naturopathic doctor. In addition to having more years than I want to admit in clinical experience, I've also have attended thousands and thousands of post-grad seminars, workshops, and trainings on practice management, communicating with patients, um, patient management, doctor management. I've just have been immersed in this for quite some time, so I'm able to bring all this experience and expertise to bear. So what I would like to discuss with you today is, as many of you already know, aesthetic marketing, aesthetic medicine, these patients already have a very good idea of what they want and can expect. So when they make that initial phone call into the practice, they expect and want a solid conversation with that receptionist. Let me just expand this for everyone here. They're very well educated on these procedures, and they're typically interested right now. They need and expect a solid conversation with that receptionist. These are very high quality leads that are coming into the practice at that time. So you must recognize that you have to treat it as very high quality leads. We're going to give you strategies and nuggets of gold to show you how, if these calls are handled correctly, it will turn your front desk into the most profitable area of your practice. Just keep that in mind. Your front desk, that person handling the phone calls coming into the practice, you're going to transform that person into the most profitable area of your practice. The receptionist plays one of the most pivotal roles. They have the power to answer the phone in such a way as to turn that caller into a loyal patient who returns again and again, or they have the power to end that call abruptly and lose potentially thousands of dollars in services for that caller and lost referral services. Think about it. Prospective patients will never even meet the doctor and the staff members if they don't have a good experience with that initial telephone call into the practice, because nothing is more important in aesthetic medicine than patient relations. Nothing is more important in this kind of practice than patient relations. These patients don't need aesthetic services, they want them. When patients are spending their own money on elective procedures, they expect a certain level of service, and that starts with the first phone call they make into your office. That person answering the telephone must ensure that the patient has a good experience every single time. Making the most of every single patient interaction will help make sure they stay, that they pay, and that they refer their friends. If you can just imagine putting yourself into the caller's shoes. If you have ever personally shopped around using the internet or even print ads or even the old style Yellow Pages, think about the process that you went through. Maybe you needed your carpets cleaned, or maybe your roof was leaking, or maybe you had absolutely no idea who to call. So what did you do? Well, in the older days, when you would thumb through the Yellow Pages and picked out one of the ads that looked interesting, then maybe you'd apprehensively pick up the phone call to learn more, and then you had to figure out if that was the business you wanted, if they were any good, if they were reputable, they could help you with your problem. Isn't that right? But if you think back to the various responses you got, hadn't some of those phone calls gone just horribly wrong? Perhaps maybe they didn't pick up the phone in time, so you just gave up and hung up, or maybe they picked it up at the 5 or 6 rings and now they just sounded impatient, or maybe they answered the phone with complete indifference, showing no interest with you as a customer, or maybe they answered the phone, maybe they didn't have the right answers to your questions, so you just hung up only to call the next competitor to see if they knew any better. Or on the other hand, maybe they answered the phone enthusiastically and they really cared about your problem and their concern showed through. So you felt this was the right solution. This is the right person for me. But it's no different in aesthetic and industry. Prospective patients are interested in looking good and feeling good. So they're searching for the right office for them. It's helpful to remember that the aesthetic patient is actually a consumer with emotional wants. Their basic wants are, remember this, feel respected, listened to, and they must feel comfortable with every aspect of this experience, or they're simply going to go elsewhere where they do feel comfortable, and they'll take their friends with them. So having said that, it is the responsibility of the receptionist to make each caller feel special, comfortable, and cared about. It is the responsibility, I'm going to repeat that, it is the responsibility of the receptionist to make each caller feel special, comfortable, and cared about. I was just a visualizing, like, was watching some cartoons with my nephew, and there was this electric guy, and he would just send electric bolts over to his friend or his adversary. He would just hold his hands out and go zzz. Well, that's the same kind of image I was thinking about. When the receptionist is on the phone, they should have to send like that electric impulse through the phone of emotion. Warmth. You're cared about. We care about you. We are a caring office. We respect you. We want to solve your problem. Just let it charge through. Let it flow through the receptionist. They expect that. If you do that, if you can just remember that one image, I promise you, your financial results will go way up. The call can be worth thousands of dollars in this business, in services from that caller. An additional thousands of dollars in revenue from their friends they refer. The phone is your friend. Remember that. That should be your mantra. The phone is your friend. Get rid of that concept, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed. Another phone call. That's not in this business. I know a lot of you doctors now are transitioning over from traditional insurance-based practice where the reimbursements are shrinking, so it's like a numbers game, to this aesthetic cash-based practice. So it's a juggling act, but perhaps you need to differentiate or compartmentalize in your brain the two types of patients to really exude that warmth on every interaction. The telephone is not a distraction. It's not an interruption or a nuisance. It's the gateway to your practice and the door to new patients who are interested in learning more about you. It's a haven Think of it like a haven for your returning patients who want to see you again. Please answer the telephone with a smile. It doesn't cost anything. The results can be amazing. By the way, the tone of your voice tells the caller what kind of mood you're in. Be sure they only hear the friendly, enthusiastic, and helpful side of your personality. To help you be on for every single call, you can use props if you had to. Use a mirror by the telephone or to gauge your expressions. Put a sticker on the phone that says opportunity or dollar signs to remind you of just how important the telephone calls are to your success. Your phone should be dollar signs all over it. Think about that. This is not a nuisance. For these kinds of patients, you have the opportunity to inject them with your warmth and personality and your caring. This is their place that they want to come. They're going to immediately feel it from it. So you have to just pay attention to that receptionist to really gauge them, to help them, to role play with them, to really let them feel what the caller would be feeling. Now let's talk about the greeting, because it's definitely not hold, please. Click. That's the kind of response that you get. Your greeting will set the tone for the entire discussion, so here's a hint to build rapport with the caller. Give the caller your name. I know a lot of your offices are doing this already, but the reason why you do that is to generate connection and rapport. Here's an example. Good afternoon, this is Dr. Smith's office. This is Michael speaking. How may I help you? Here's another effective strategy to not only answer the phone to bond with the caller, but to promote a particular product, promote your LipoLite. Hello, this is Dr. Smith's office. Now we're offering LipoLite body contouring technology. How may I help you? Adding these simple words didn't cost you a dime. They took an extra few seconds, and the result could be worth thousands of extra dollars to you. Hi, Dr. Smith's office. This is Michael speaking. Now we're offering LipoLite body contouring. How may I help you? It's important to obtain accurate tracking records so you know that prospective patients are learning about your practice. Where are the patients coming from? What are they interested in? What is your closing ratio, and so on? You want to know what prompted the caller to pick up the phone call, to pick up the phone to call you. This is invaluable. What prompted the call? caller to pick up that phone call. It will help you determine where to spend your promotional dollars, as well as how to guide the conversation. Keep a simple phone log like next to your phone to make it easy. Knowing where the caller came from also help you determine how to move forward with the call, because if the caller says, "Hi, my sister just had lipo done by Dr. Smith and I want the same," that's a completely different conversation than somebody's just maybe looking in the internet and found your head. So to find out, you simply ask. I'd be happy to answer your question, Sarah, but first, tell me, how did you hear about Dr. Smith? Or, Sarah, I'd be happy to help you. Can you first tell me, how did you hear about us? Keep it conversational. You want to find out, how did this person find out about you? So you can track it, number one. Number two, how to guide the conversation. The greeting sets the tone, as it says here, so just remember that. That initial greeting sets the tone for the whole conversation. Now, this is, obviously, patients will want to try to get this is one way. I have offer, actually, what I think is a better way, but this is your own comfort level that you have to discuss in your office. When you quote the pricing. So when somebody is called and you've greeted the caller, you've learned their name, for instance, they're asking about Lipolite, go ahead and immediately ask for the appointment immediately. Okay, Sarah, I can help you with that. Do you have a specific question, or do you want to schedule some time with the doctor? Or, Connie, let's go ahead and schedule consultation with you. It would be a great opportunity for you to meet the doctor so he can examine you, can discuss your options. I have an availability right here for Tuesday at 3 p.m. or maybe something, would you prefer something in the morning? So go right ahead, right away, even before this here. So go ahead, determining immediately. Go find out where they're calling from, or how did they find out about you, so you can log it, so you can track your marketing. Number two, to how to guide the conversation. But then let's think right away, boom, schedule the appointment. Sure, I can find that out. Okay, Cindy, you're ready to get started. I can find a convenient day and time for you. Do you prefer a morning or afternoon appointment? Right away, boom, just go right for the appointment. Book the appointment right away. Now, if the caller still has questions and is not ready to book, that's fine. Pepper your answers with more questions so you can better qualify the caller to determine where they're at in their decision-making process. Again, answer them, pepper your answers with questions to better qualify so you can help guide them more. So you can learn their hot buttons to repeat back to them throughout the call. By the way, the more interest you show in the caller, the more likely they are to bond with you, share everything with you, and book with you. So keep up a dialogue. You want to know if they're just shopping around for the lowest price and they're ready to book, or if they're really seriously looking for, they're ready for services right now because they saw maybe their girlfriend's results. Here are some qualifying questions to help. Sarah, have you been considering this for some time? You want to gauge how long they've been looking at this. Where are they at in their decision-making process? Or how soon were you thinking about doing something? Or, Connie, what is prompting the call? Is there something going on in your life that you want to look best for? No, if they say they're a friend, refer them, ask for the appointment right then and there because they're ready right then. If they say, as soon as you hear, well, my friend, Jill just had the procedure done, boom, just book them, say, look, let's just get you in right in. Go for the appointment right there. So again, the words are something to the effect, and by the way, you'll all have the scripting of all this after the fact. You'll all get emailed them. Sarah, you've been considering this for some time. How soon were you thinking about doing something? What's prompting? What's changed? Do you have something coming up that you want to look your best for? If they're looking, if they're just surfing around, ask additional questions such as, oh, okay, so you saw our website. Are you ready to schedule a visit with us, or do you have more questions? It's either or. Do you have any more questions, or let's just schedule you? I'm looking at a Tuesday at 3 o'clock, or perhaps would the morning be better for you? Is this something you want to do right away? Answering the telephone is only the first step. The next step is actually to be helpful to the caller. That means you have to be able to answer the caller's questions so they feel comfortable enough to book an appointment. You can prepare a binder of frequently asked questions, FAQs, for every procedure and treatment you offer. So maybe you have wraps, maybe you have a fine line skin tightening, fine lines reducing wrinkles, lipo-light, whatever other aesthetic procedure you offer, you have FAQs. Keep the binder near the telephone so the answers are really just right there at your fingertips. And let it include commonly asked questions such as driving directions, even, and parking, and acceptable forms of payment, whatever. Be conversational when answering these questions. That's why it's important to role play with that receptionist. It's always nice to add a little extra to qualify or even soften your answer rather than storm right away with your response. For example, Sarah, a lot of our patients are having that procedure done. By the way, Dr. Smith has done more than 325 of them with amazing results. What questions can I answer you? So you pepper your answers with some kind of softener. This is an extremely popular procedure, Sarah. Dr. Smith has done hundreds of these, and he's an expert at it. What questions can I answer for you? Or you can say something to the effect of course, Sarah, I can help you with that. And you'll be happy to know that this is our most popular procedure, and hundreds of patients have come to Dr. Smith faithfully because they just love how much they've lost. What do you want to know specifically? Well, you can say something to the effect of, Dr. Smith is an expert at this. He even lectures on it all over nationally or locally. And he's a true expert, and patients love this procedure. What specifically can I help you with? Okay, now here's the tough one. Listen, the more the caller talks, the more likely they are to book. The more they talk, the more likely they are to book. Active listening is needed here. Even though you may want to jump in with a response, you'll get a better outcome if you let the caller talk. Of course, you have that receptionist has a bajillion other things going on in the office, so it is a balance, but just be mindful of this. The more they talk, the more they will reveal the information that can help you later. Then you repeat back to the caller what they told you so they know you heard them correctly and that you truly understand what they're saying, especially their hot button. For example, they wanted to lose weight because they've been getting back in the dating scene. They want to feel that sense of confidence. Later on, you're going to say, well, Connie, it sounds like you've researched this and you really want to be able to lose weight so you can feel that sense of confidence getting back in the dating scene. And I understand because we have many, many, many patients who have been able to experience the same exact thing you're going through right now, so we understand. So when you can acknowledge, do you have any specific day of the week that works better for you, Connie? It's always better to acknowledge also when you don't have an answer than to just wing it. The caller will hear the hesitation. So if you're not sure, it's just best to address it. Say, sorry, I don't know the answer, but I'm going to check on that. I'm going to get back to you. What is the best number to reach you at? Because I'm going to call you right back within the next hour. and then make sure you call that person back. Multiple points of contact with patients will just increase the likelihood of them booking. Multiple points of contact with the patient will increase the likelihood of them booking with you. Remember that. So don't hesitate. They don't have a question, feel free. I mean, if that person gets on the phone, they're as good as books, because who goes actually out of their way to actually call people back these days in this busy world? They're more likely to feel bonded to you after the second telephone call, because they'll feel more relaxed when they're with you. Also, position the doctor. Get in the habit of sprinkling your doctor's name throughout your conversation with the caller. Repetition will help the caller remember the doctor's name later, and it's more personable when names are used. You can use bullet points about your doctor's credentials to make the practice different from the others, from anything else they've seen out there. Maybe your doctor has gone to specific trainings for this, like this kind of training. Your doctor has been highly trained in this procedure. He's really done his research. He's looked at all the other options out there, and he's decided Lipolite because he knows after doing all his research that this is the very best technology for his patients. So sprinkle the doctor's name. And maybe you can highlight his contribution to the community. Maybe he's the first one in the whole area to ever have this, or often patients just want reassurance that the doctor is good, that they will be satisfied with the result. Jane, Dr. Smith is excellent at this. He's truly a good doctor. You're going to have a great result. You'll see. They just were looking for reassurance. These tidbits will convert these patients. Do not let them get away. Every single one of these leads are high-quality leads. Make the most of it, every single one. Or just say, Sarah, you're going to be in excellent hands. Dr. Smith is one of the most respected doctors, and he trains and lectures on this. So let's just go ahead and schedule. Some time with. Is there any particular day of the week that you'd like to come in? Or you can say something like, Connie, Dr. Smith has performed more than 300 of these procedures with excellent results. Let's just come visit us, and you can view before and after photos. You can watch a short video of how the technology works. You can learn straight from other patients who have also experienced the same procedure. Is there any particular day of week you prefer? Okay. Callers will ask you very specific questions about the number of treatments they need, any potential downtime, the results they can expect. Remember, we're not offering a consultation over the phone. Tell the caller, excuse me. Tell the caller you can only speak in generalities and ranges. Some patients think that the Lipolite and maybe wraps or commodity. They don't see any difference between you and your competitors. So maybe they're price shopping. Maybe they don't have any other criteria to consider. So they base their decision on price because they have nothing else to compare it to. That's why it's the job of the receptionist to position the doctor and the practice as the best choice first, and then discuss why your prices are what they are. By the way, you cannot put off callers by not answering their price questions. We are now mystery shopping practices, and we're told that the doctor cannot quote the prices, but that could be a big turnoff to the caller. At least give the ranges and vague pricing parameters so they have some type of framework. You can tell the caller the price entails what the price is and why your doctor is the right choice for them before you give them the price. For example, you can say, Sarah, our LipoLite includes the personal attention and assessment by the doctor, and afterwards you get a whole body vibration platform and a detox. And our price includes at least a 3-inch fat loss that you can count on. When you first offer, you got to give them comparison. You have to give them some frame of reference when you're speaking about price. And also, the best way to do it is not do it where it says here on this slide. The price ranges from $9.95 to $22.80, depending on how many treatments you need, which is what area of the body we'd like to get treated. A better way is to say, look, we offer a package of 6 treatments, which means each treatment is only $150 versus its full price of $200. It's better to go with the lowest common denominator. Instead of quoting the full price, look, we offer a package of 9 treatments, which means each treatment is less than its full price of $200. It's only $150 a session. And by the way, Sarah, we offer very convenient patient financing with that. A lot of times they just want to make sure that you're competitive. That's it. They just want to make sure you're fairly priced, so you can save them the time from shopping around. All you have to do is simply say this: Sarah, we're very competitively priced with other procedures like this. You can be sure that you're going to be happy with your results, since Dr. Smith reviews and monitors all cases. Personally, they just want to make sure that it's fair. Sarah, you can be sure that we're very competitively priced. Plus, you're going to get the personal attention of the doctor, not just the technician. Or something specific that you can say to include. They just want to make sure in the their minds that is this fair? So answer that up front. Make sure the receptionist understands. Yes, Sarah, you're going to be. This is very competitively priced. And you're going to be getting personal attention, personal review, and monitoring by the doctor, not just the technician. Another pricing strategy is to buffer your pricing with a sense of comparison to something else, so the patient has some frame of reference. Like, you'd be happy to know, Sarah, we just got in the latest state-of-the-art equipment that's 5 times faster than the old technology, and it's painless. It's cheaper than the old technology, so we're able to now offer a 150 session versus the old technology was 200. Or I'd be happy to give you a LipoLite kind of pricing. Just know we charge by the unit rather than the whole body, so it's so you get a cheaper result. In other words, offer some sense of comparison so you're not just throwing a price out there. Just so you know, these other guys, perhaps you've seen this other company, they offer a technology that is invasive and it's painful. Ours is non-invasive, non-painful, and we're very competitively priced. So you just don't throw a number out there. You're offering a frame of reference for them to feel comfortable. Oh, okay. So what you say is, look, this treatment is non-invasive, non-payable. That means that you'll get the best result because you'll be able to go right back to work with nobody suspecting you've done everything. When somebody asks the price, you can say, maybe you use that as the perfect opportunity. They call it at the perfect time. I'm glad you asked that, Sarah, because normally our price is $200 a session, but we're having a special this month that we just decided that the doctor just included in the newsletter, and it's a $50 off for everyone this month. So perfect timing. You called at the perfect time, Sarah, because normally our price is this. We just decided to have a special that we're just including now. You called at the perfect time. So I can extend this special offer to you if you're interested. You don't want to quote big ticket prices over the phone. However, they're not going to be easily dismissed. They want the information when they want it. It's on their minds, especially for the higher ticket procedures. So prepare for this by breaking it down to the lowest common denominator and offering a sense of comparison. You could also potentially include a consultation fee. You don't necessarily want to lock yourself in, but so use a range of prices. We offer the pricing between $200 and $125, depending on your specific case. Let's just look for a schedule here. I got a Tuesday and a Thursday opening. Go right away. Boom. Often, by the way, you must keep in mind that it takes four tries to book an appointment. So if somebody says no, just give them more information, pepper your answers with questions, and then go again for the close. The close being get them in the door. Remember, they will never see anybody unless they have a positive, good experience with that person on the phone. They'll never get to meet the doctors. They'll never get to meet your amazing staff unless you have this really powerful, human, emotionally connecting conversation with them on the phone and letting them know that you care. Another option is, and I'm just giving you some real good nuggets, and remember, you're going to have this scripting afterwards in a word format. You can say something to the effect of, what kind of the doctor will have to see you to determine exactly what you need for an exact fee, but here's an idea of what you can expect. That could range between this price is between $199 or $200 to $125 a session, or whatever is priced appropriately for your market. Or, Sarah, we offer patient financing options as low as $99 a month for what you're looking for. If that's comfortable for you, when's the best time for you? In the morning or afternoon? Or you can say, I can tell you we're price competitive with other services like this, and we're able to offer it to you we have a very competitively priced patient financing of $90 a month. We offer very attractive financing programs that starting at only, maybe $60 a month, whatever you work at. How does that sound, Sarah? You may notice that when you break it down to the lowest common denominator, it's more palatable to the patient. Or you can say, Sarah, we offer a package of treatments, which means each treatment is only this versus the regular full price. Our pricing starts at $60 a month and $99 a month if you want to take advantage of our affordable financing package. Now, your office offers a consultation fee. Be sure the patient understands the parameters, so there's no surprises when they get to your office. When you avoid misunderstandings about money, it's the key to good patient relations and word-of-mouth referrals. So you can say something, if you do that, and some doctors do, they'll just charge a small consultation fee so they're not just wasting time that is applied toward the balance of the services, you can say something to the effect of, Karen, let me explain our process. The consultation includes an initial consultation with Peggy. She's our patient care coordinator. She'll go over your personal situation and learn more about your particular concerns. Then you'll discuss the basics with her to determine your needs. She'll tell you more about our practice, our patients, and Dr. Smith. Maybe you could see some doctors offer computer imaging to show you the possible results. And then Dr. Smith will examine you and talk personally about your concerns as well as the solutions he recommends. Then you return to Peggy and she'll go over any other questions you may have. At that time, she'll discuss financial options with you as well as possible start dates. The entire process takes 45 to 60 minutes and it costs $150. By the way, if you book a procedure within 90 days, the $150 goes towards it. Should I look for a certain time of day or should I just give you the next available appointment? Let me repeat that. Should I look for a certain time of day or should I give you just the next available appointment? Or, just so you know, Connie, a 1-hour consultation with Dr. Smith and Amy, our patient care coordinator, is $100, and it's payable at the time of your appointment. And then it will be deducted from your fees should you decide to move forward within the next 90 days. So just be careful that be mindful of this and have ready-made. Once you get used to this, you're going to have this stuff just flowing off your fingertips. That patient, that receptionist should have this, and I strongly recommend that you do role playing with this. And we can certainly, if you have any interest in us doing a mystery call, just shopping your practice, just email us, and we'll do that for you. Just let them know also you need to have some talking points. Downtime. Well, there is no downtime. No bruising. There's no swelling. You want to give them a concept that this is something that's completely different. If you remember from Dr. Diane's previous webinar, where she says that you must convey to the patients, this is completely different than anything else you've experienced. There's no downtime, no pain, completely safe. You can say something, it's a painless biostimulatory effect. It's targeted at the fat tissue, giving immediate results for fat reduction and inch loss. Completely painless. The concept is it's painless. You get immediate results. No downtime. No incisions, no anesthesia. There's virtually no downtime post-treatment. Just explain to the patient ahead of time. If they find out afterwards that there's a consultation or any kind of surprise, it's not best patient relations. Another thing is a perfect opportunity. They may have heard of other procedures. Well, for instance, I know my doctor down the block, they had this cavitation, or they have this ultrasound. Just so you know, in ultrasound, that stuff is being banned in Europe. It's being banned. Also, the Zeltiq, they have the cool sculpting, the freezing, the cryolipolysis, they call it. When you're freezing that fat cell versus here, we're shrinking it and letting the cell collapse. We're not destroying it. Lipolysis does not destroy the fat cell. Those other procedures destroy the fat cell. So this is very key for you to understand as well. Those other procedures that they're talking about, and I just got off the phone with the medical doctor just before this little webinar here. She's using cavitation. She's using ultrasound. She's also using the cryolipolysis, a different, not Zeltiq, but a different company. And she acknowledges that there's problems with it. She's acknowledging that there's problems with it. All the research shows that those procedures result in issues with the endocrine system. The fat cells communicate with the hormones. So post facto, it creates an imbalance. So you communicate that to your patients. Yes, Dr. Smith is very aware of that procedure, but upon doing further research, we discovered that when you destroy those fat cells, it creates hormone system imbalances. It can cause everything from thyroid disorders to estrogen imbalances. This, on the other hand, is completely safe, non-invasive. Those other procedures are advertised as non-invasive when in fact they are invasive. If you go on the review boards for those procedures, for ultrasound, for the freezing technique, you'll see it is very painful for a month. My doctor had to give me medication to control the pain for a month afterwards. You're not going to get referrals that way. So the receptionist as well as the doctor and the staff needs to know this and communicate. Let them realize there's sincere, legitimate issues with those competing technologies, and you can communicate with complete authenticity. Let them know. Look, we've looked into that. There's some serious post-treatment liability and physical issues with that. They're banning it in Europe, and that's the truth right now. They're in the process of doing that. Plus, it's not as easy for the patient because it's attended. But let them know, when you destroy that fat cell, that's interfering with the body's hormone system and the endocrine. It creates an imbalance. And what I'm telling you, I've heard this just recently from a different doctor. His patients start having thyroid disorders after that, and others who have estrogen imbalances. So this is very real, sincere stuff for you to be able to obliterate those other procedures. What you want to do is let them know. You got concerns over there. This is completely safe. Let's get you in for the appointment. You can say something, yes, Sarah, I've heard about that. Dr. Smith did very careful research on that procedure as well as other technologies that the doctors talk about at the medical meetings he attends. He found out that our procedure, the LipoLite, to be such a good procedure that the results are even better. If you want to learn more, Dr. Smith can explain it to you personally. This Friday at 3 p.m. or next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Which works better for you? Listen to me, guys. This one skill is the most important skill to be mastered. Learning this skill turns an okay receptionist into an exceptional receptionist. The main objective of the receptionist is to book an appointment, period. The main objective of that receptionist is to book that appointment. This could take 1 or 4 attempts throughout the call. It'll be natural if it's kept conversational. So these are tremendous skills that you're developing in your receptionist, and keep it conversational. Although I've used many closes throughout the above example, let's go over them. A close can be as simple as asking an extra question in a creative way. So instead of asking a yes-no question, such as, would you like to schedule an appointment? No. And try a choice close instead. So rather than the patient deciding if they should visit at all, They're deciding when they should visit. For example, Connie, I know Dr. Smith would like to examine you and show you the before and after photos of great results of our other patients they've gotten. He happens to be available this Friday at 2 p.m. or would next Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. work better for you? Or, well, let's see what the schedule looks like to give you some idea of when you could visit us. Do you prefer mornings or afternoon appointments? Or, Helen, is there a certain day of the week that works better for you? Or should I just tell him our next available, you want to just hear our next available appointment? Or, Sarah, the best place to start is with a consultation with Dr. Smith. This way you can have all of your individual questions answered. You can see our facility, meet Dr. Smith and the staff, and talk to the other patients. Let's go ahead and schedule a day and time for you to best come and visit us. How about this Thursday at 3 p.m.? Or maybe next Friday at 10 a.m. work better for you? Now, listen, it's human nature to want something that you can't have, so use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. You can be sure the caller knows how busy Dr. Smith is. Make sure the caller knows how busy he is or she is. But you'll do the best you can to work them into the schedule. For example, Sally, you should know Dr. Smith is very popular and is typically booked out 2 to 4 weeks. However, I see next Tuesday at 3 p.m. just opened up. If you're interested, I'll schedule that right now. See, it's human nature to put things off rather than just make a decision. So again, knowing that you can help the caller make a decision rather than just continue to put it off, you can add this sense of urgency so they have a good reason to decide right now. Or you can say, Connie, you're calling us at the perfect time. We just announced a spring schedule. Again, that works to the psychology. People want what they can't have. Well, people want to feel like they can get a deal. So, you called us at a perfect time. We're having a special. This means you're entitled to $75 off on your visit this month. Should I look for an opening? The caller is hesitant. Say something like, if they say something like, I don't know, let me think about it. Try to engage them. Remember, the more they speak, the more they're going to give you the hot button. Let them talk. Engage them. What you can do right there on the spot, go to the website. Go to the website. Say, let's go review this. I want you to take a look at this technology. And by the way, Dr. Smith is excellent at this. He's very, very popular. We're lucky that we have, I'm just looking right here at the book, we have an opening right now. If they're at all hesitant, engage them. Go to the website, convert them, as we spoke about. Go to the website, go over it. Talk about their health stories. Remember, we were speaking before about a story can handle an indirect objection. Maybe somebody else, if you feel that they're stuck on price, well, let me tell you, that sounds, if somebody says, I'm not sure, well, let me tell you, Dr. Smith, this other woman, she wasn't sure, but she came in and she's just absolutely raving. She's lost several dress sizes. She's just feeling like a completely different person. She feels amazing and confident. When you tell a story, you're indirectly handling any potential objection they may have without, and it goes into their subconscious mind. It bypasses their resistance, if you remember. Show them other patient photos on that website. Look at the before and afters. Tell stories to help them relate to your other patients so they can, maybe you can share your own personal story. Maybe you've experienced the procedure yourself. It instantly turns you into an experienced advisor. And just reassure. A lot of times patients, again, they just want to be reassured. These additional strategies, they just might be what the caller needs to feel comfortable enough to book the appointment. They may be hesitating because they're not ready to meet the doctor for a full-on consultation about LipoLite. However, maybe they're ready for something less, something even smaller. Maybe you need to get them in the door. So you may want to offer maybe a body wrap at a discounted price specifically for these kinds of patients. If there's any kind of hesitation, you can't book them. You need a backup strategy. maybe a discounted price on the back of it. Well, by the way, if you're not ready for a full-blown out consultation on Lipolite, you know what? We're having a special right now on a body wrap, or maybe a fine line mask. We're offering to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, or a patient assessment. Maybe you get maybe you get a consultation with the technician who's going to give you a symptom assessment in your nutritional needs, or something as a fallback if they're not quite ready. So have that option that you can pull out of the hat as well. You can say something, you may not be quite ready for that, but you did mention that you're anxious to also improve your skin. So I do have one more idea. Maybe you can we offer a get to know us skin evaluation package that includes a skin analysis. So Peggy, our esthetician, we have also this fine line wrinkle reducer and skin tightening. I think that would be a perfect solution just to get to know us. The entire package maybe normally costs $300. However, as a new patient, you get it for only $97. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in doing? Or maybe you're not quite ready for that, but we have a body wrap you can do. Normally goes for this price, but as a new patient, we're offering a special. You can get it for this price. Does that sound good? Yeah, that sounds good. Get them in the door. Boom. Schedule. Okay, I'm looking at my book. This time or this time. Boom. Don't take it personally. Do not take it personally if they just say not now or not yet. What you want to do is collect as much of their contact information as possible so you can stay in touch with them. You can be there when they're ready. Okay, Sarah, if you're not quite ready to book a personal consultation, maybe you're interested in attending one of our complimentary informational seminars. Seminars are a great opportunity for those who are not able to come to the office during the normal office hours, but maybe you prefer a more informal group setting. So that's another standby. Okay, Sarah, you're not quite ready for a full thing? Why don't you come to one of our informational seminars? We offer it this time and this time. This way you get to meet the staff, you get to meet the doctor in an informal setting. You'll be able to see a slide presentation with lots of before and after photos. You can ask questions that you may have during our Q&A period. And we'll have patients on hand to speak to you about their own experiences. Would you like to attend the next one? I have 2 openings. When would be better for you to attend one of those? Well, Sarah, it seems you're not quite ready to book a consultation. I'd be happy to send you a newsletter with the exclusive offers we offer. Just give me your email address, or would you prefer us to mail you a hard copy? Or you can say something like, if somebody's still resistant, look, I have an idea. We have an open house coming up next month. These are always fun events because we serve wine and food. You can meet the doctor. You can see the before and afters. Dr. Smith gives a presentation. We're going to have a special pricing for that evening also. If you're interested, I can mail you or I'll send you an email invitation for you and a friend. The reality is you're going to have a higher incidence of no-shows and that kind of, in general, in aesthetic medicine, since the patient doesn't have to see you, but they want to see you. So you put a no-show, if you put a policy in place and be mindful of this, you're just going to book more and more. Okay, Sarah, so you're all set for next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Just so you know, we have a 24-hour cancellation policy in place, so if there's any reason that you need to change your appointment, just call me to avoid being charged for a missed appointment. That's a way to handle potential missed appointments. Now, some of you are saying, well, I didn't get a credit card number for an initial patient. There's some psychology at work here. Even if you don't have a credit card number, the expectation has been set, and that could be enough. Or if it's a big enough issue in your practice, start collecting credit card numbers, just like they do when you book a spa treatment and you don't reserve a hotel room. Also help to keep these no-shows to a minimum. Call the patient 48 hours before their appointment to remind them, preferably on their cell phone. You ask them specifically, what is your cell phone? Tell them you're looking forward to meeting them and remind them about their 24-hour cancellation policy. For example, you can say, hello, so this is Cindy from Dr. Smith's office. I'm calling to remind you about your first appointment is on Monday, April 6th at 1 p.m. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. And so is everyone else in our office, as well as Dr. Smith. See you Monday. Or if there's any reason you can't make it, simply call me back at blah, blah, blah by tomorrow. Okay? See you soon. If it's a returning patient, use the opportunity to tell them what's new in your practice. Say, hey, Sue, this is Cindy from Dr. Smith's office. I'm calling to remind you about your next appointment on Monday, April 6th at 1 p.m. By the way, we now offer LipoLife. It's a body slimming and contouring technology. It can lose 3 to 7 inches in as little as 3 weeks. So if you're interested, call me back and we'll schedule extra time to talk about it. Okay. The whole idea, in conclusion, is that the front desk holding tens of thousands of dollars of untapped profits with the right attitude, the right scripts, and the practice. You just have to practice this. We're not born with this stuff. You develop it. The receptionist can become a major profit center in the aesthetic practice. This leads to huge aesthetic profits. And that concludes this webinar for now. I'm going to be sending you transcripts as well as highlights. Let me just restore this. If you have any specific questions, we can answer. By the way, you're going to be getting a recorded link of this, as well as the actual PowerPoint presentation. This is a skill. I strongly encourage you to invest the time in training your receptionist, because that receptionist and the phone is massive dollars. It's a way of you to truly explode your practice. And you develop and nail this skill. And if you want, we can do mystery calling, check, and then give you feedback on the way your staff person is answering that phone. Just simply email us and we'll be happy to do that. Okay, well, this concludes. If you have any specific email questions, feel free to call. Simply feel free to email, call myself or Jill. Jill at lipolitejill@gmail.com is her email address. Or you can call us at 877-788-5476. Again, that's 877-788-5476. It's a sincere honor to help you do this.